Now that Nick has completed all of his back office settings, he can start adding his menu. The first step is creating categories. Then he can add menu items.
So, Professor Silver, what else do I need to do before I can start using my NCR Silver Pro Restaurant POS?
The next thing you need to do is add items to your menu. You'll start by creating categories.
Why do I need categories?
Categories drive the structure of your menu. They help you easily locate items in the POS, and they also allow you to view sales results of the items in your menu in the back office. First, let me show you around the menu screen in the back office. The first page you will see after selecting menu is categories and items. You can choose to sort this page by category or by item. If you choose by item, the system displays all items in all categories in alphabetical order. You can also use the search feature to search for items, and you can also choose whether or not you want to color code your categories. To create categories, select Add a Category on the left side of the page. Name the category and select which color you want the category to be. Do not worry about the department for now. We'll talk about departments a little later.
Silver Concierge already set up my categories. They are groups of similar foods and drinks like kids' meals, drinks, and salads. That makes sense. That way, when you need to enter an order in the POS, you can pick the category first, which narrows down the search and allows you to locate the item quickly.
That is right.
I just finished developing my appetizer line, and now I need to add them to my menu. It would make sense to add them under a new category, and I would like to call that category Starters. Can you help?
Absolutely. Go ahead and add that category now. A category name is limited to 10 characters, so the name Starters will be fine. Before we start adding items, we will talk briefly about departments. Departments are used to organize categories and for reporting purposes. The department sales report evaluates gross sales, net sales, and percent of net sales for each department.
That will be very helpful for analyzing my sales.
That is the idea. Let us take a closer look at departments. Select the Departments page under the More heading. By default, there are 5 departments already set up for you: food, liquor, beer, wine, and retail. You can delete those preset categories and add new categories as necessary.
I see. So I can use departments to group similar categories.
That is right. For example, you might want to group your drinks and signature drinks categories into a department called Beverages. To do that, select Add a Department and name the new department. Then you can add categories to that department.
That seems easy, but Professor Silver, Nick's Common Room does not sell any retail items. How can I remove that department?
To remove a department, select the department, then select the pencil icon next to the department name. Then select Remove. When the Confirm dialog box opens, select OK. To add an item, select the category of the item you are going to add. Then select Add Item. When the dialog box opens, you'll notice that the category is already selected for you, but you can change it if necessary. There are 2 levels of item setup, Basic and Extended. Pro Restaurant defaults to the Extended setup, but we will start by talking about Basic first. You select the Basic view by selecting Basic Item Setup. Next, give the item a unique name. This field has a 20-character limit, so you may have to abbreviate longer item names. Next, you'll choose which printer group it belongs to and set the print priority. Notice that availability is automatically selected for you.
What does that mean?
The availability settings allow you to decide if the item is active at the POS or not. For example, you may have menu items that are seasonal. If that is the case, you can uncheck the availability box until the item is available to sell.
So even though I don't sell morel mushrooms with pasta when the mushrooms are out of season, I can still add them to my menu database and then only make them available to sell in the spring?
That is right. And if you select the Add this item to favorites box, the item will appear in the favorites category.
I don't remember setting up a favorites category.
The favorites category is there by default and cannot be deleted. It will be empty until you select items as favorites. This category can be used as a shortcut for popular menu items. The menu items in the favorites category still appear in their respective categories as well. The next field is the sold by field. You can determine if you want to sell by item or by weight.
We always sell by item. Selling by weight would be a really useful feature for places like the deli next door, which charge for meat and pasta by the pound.
That is a great example. Finally, you must set the item's sale price and tax category. The tax category is preset to the default category you selected when setting up your taxes, but you can change the category here if necessary. This is how a basic item will appear in the POS app after you create it.
Professor Silver, what do I type in for sales price if I sell a glass of draft beer in 3 different sizes, and each size costs a different amount?
Great question, Nick. That is part of the extended item setup, which we will talk about next. When you select Extended Item Setup, several new options will appear on the page. Variations and modifiers allow you to customize items at the POS, such as selecting a different size beverage. Tags are used to flag items for use in a promotion. We will talk about these features another time. The other options available under the Extended Item Setup include This item is active online checkbox. When selected, the item is made available for online ordering, if your restaurant is using one of our online ordering partners. Barcode, which allows you to assign barcodes to each item. Barcodes are great for restaurants that sell a lot of retail items because you can scan the barcode instead of searching for the item in the POS app, and the item is added to the ticket. External ID, which is used to cross-reference values for integration between Pro Restaurant and external applications. Guest count, which allows you to use the menu item to contribute to the guest total for the day. This must be used with the guest count by item method that we discussed previously. Unit cost is where you can record the unit cost for an item, which is used for reporting. Price list is where any price list the item has been added to will be shown. Adding basic items to your menu is quick and easy with NCR Silver Pro Restaurant. Start by creating categories, and then add items to those categories. You can also ask your Silver Concierge specialist to create your database for you.
Nick has just seen how easy it is to add menu to his back office database. He can add categories and basic items. Next, he will learn how to customize those basic items using variations and modifiers.